Welcome to my channel. Let me ask you something. Do you ever feel stuck in a conversation because you don't know what question to ask in English, or how to answer simple ones? Imagine this: you meet someone new, and they ask, "How are you?" You freeze. Or they ask, "What do you do?" and your mind goes blank. Maybe you smile, maybe you say one or two words, but deep inside, you feel, "I wish I could say more." Don't worry, because you are not alone. Every English learner has faced this moment. Even the best speakers in the world started from the same place. Now imagine a different situation. Someone asks you, "How are you?" and this time you smile and say, "I'm good, thank you. How about you?" Or they ask, "What do you do?" and you answer, "I'm a student, and I'm learning English every day." Suddenly, the conversation is alive. The other person smiles back. They ask another question. And you feel proud, because you are not silent anymore. You are speaking. That's why today's video is so important. I'm going to give you 100 everyday English conversation questions and answers. These are the real questions people use every day in life, at school, at work, in the market, with friends, and even online. The best part? I will also show you how to answer them in short, clear, and natural sentences. You don't need big grammar or difficult words. Simple English is powerful enough to connect with people. By the end of this video, you will not only understand the questions, but you will also know exactly how to answer them with confidence. So stay with me, because each chapter will unlock new situations that will make your English flow naturally. Let's begin this journey together. Chapter 1: Simple Introduction Questions. When we start any conversation in English, the first step is always introduction. Think about it. When you meet someone for the first time, what do you usually ask? You ask their name, where they are from, maybe their age, and sometimes what they do. These questions are the foundation of every conversation. If you can master these basic introduction questions, you will never feel nervous at the start of a talk. You will always have something to say, and you will feel confident, even in the first few seconds. Let's start with the most common question: what's your name? You will hear this question many times in your life. The simple answer is, "My name is Ollie." That's it. Easy and clear. But you can also use natural alternatives. Instead of saying, "My name is Ollie," you can say, "I'm Ollie," or "I am Ollie." Notice how short and natural it sounds. You don't need big sentences to sound confident. A simple, clear answer is enough. Now let's move to the next question: where are you from? This question is very common, especially if you meet people from other countries. The simple answer is, "I am from Pakistan." But you can also make it a little more natural. You can say, "I'm from Pakistan." Or if you want to be specific, you can say, "I'm from Lahore, Pakistan." You can even say, "I'm originally from Lahore, but now I live in Karachi." Do you see? With one small answer, you can share more information and make the conversation more interesting. Now comes another common question: how old are you? Many learners feel shy when someone asks their age, but don't worry, it's just a normal question. The simple answer is, "I am 25 years old." But again, there are natural ways to say it. You can say, "I'm 25." or I'm 25 years old. You don't need to add more. Short answers are perfect. Let's put these 3 questions together in a small role-play. Imagine this conversation. Person A, hi, what's your name? Person B, my name is Sarah. Person A, nice to meet you, Sarah. Where are you from? Person B, I'm from Pakistan. Person A, oh really? Which city? Person B, I'm originally from Islamabad, but now I live in Lahore. Person A, that's great. How old are you? Person B, I'm 22. Did you notice something? These are very small answers. No big grammar. No difficult words. But the conversation flows naturally. This is the secret. Simple sentences are powerful. When you answer with confidence, you don't need long explanations. Now let's add another question you often hear. What do you do? This question is about your work or study. The simple answer is, I am a student. Or, I am a teacher. Or, I work in an office. But let's make it sound more natural. You can say, I'm a student. I'm a doctor. I work as an engineer. Or even, I work at a bank. These small answers are very clear and very natural. Let's see another role play. Person A, hello, what's your name? Person B, I'm Ahmad. Person A, where are you from, Ahmad? Person B, I'm from Karachi. Person A, oh, I've heard Karachi is a big city. Person B, yes, it is. Person A, what do you do? Person B, I'm a student. Person A, that's nice. What do you study? Person B, I study computer science. See how the conversation grows. Just one simple question leads to another. With every answer, you give a small piece of information, and the talk continues. Here is something important. When you answer introduction questions, always smile. Your voice, your face, and your confidence are just as important as your words. A short answer like I'm Ollie with a smile is stronger than a long, nervous explanation. Now let's practice natural alternatives for each question. What's your name? My name is Ollie. I'm Ollie. Where are you from? I am from Pakistan. I'm from Lahore. I'm originally from Lahore. How old are you? I am 25 years old. I'm 25. What do you do? I am a student. I'm a teacher. I work as an engineer. Practice saying these aloud. Don't just read them, speak them. Imagine someone is asking you, and answer out loud. This is how you train your brain to respond naturally. Here's a spike moment I want you to remember. Even simple answers can make you sound confident if you say them clearly. You don't need to speak fast. You don't need to use difficult words. You just need to answer with a calm voice, a smile, and simple English. For example, if someone asks, "What's your name?" and you quickly say, "I am Ollie, nice to meet you," you sound friendly and confident. So, Chapter 1 is all about mastering introduction questions. These are the first questions that build every conversation. If you can answer them smoothly, You will never feel nervous when meeting someone new. Remember, keep it simple, keep it clear, and speak with confidence. This is the first step to becoming fluent in English. Chapter 2, Daily Life Questions after Introductions. The next step in any conversation is talking about daily life. These are the kinds of questions you will hear from friends, classmates, colleagues, or even strangers who just want to know more about you. Talking about daily routine is simple, but it makes a conversation feel natural and friendly. That's why learning these questions and answers is very important. Let's start with one of the most common questions. What time do you wake up? A simple answer is, I wake up at 7 a.m. Very short, very clear. But we can make it sound more natural. You can say, I usually wake up at 7 a.m. Or, I wake up early on weekdays, but I sleep late on weekends. Notice how one short answer can lead to more conversation. The more detail you give, the easier it is for the other person to ask another question. Now let's move to another very common question. What do you usually eat for breakfast? You can answer simply, I eat bread and eggs. But let's make it natural. I usually eat bread and eggs for breakfast. Or, sometimes I skip breakfast. Or, I usually drink tea and eat biscuits in the morning. You can also add variety by saying, on weekends, I like to eat paratha and tea. This makes your answer sound real and personal. Another common question is, do you work or study? A simple answer is, I study at university. Or, I work in an office. But you can also make it more interesting, I'm studying business at college. Or, I work as a shopkeeper. Or, I'm doing a part-time job in a restaurant. Again, these small details make your conversation smoother and more natural. Let's put these into a short role-play so you can imagine it. Person A, what time do you wake up? Person B, I usually wake up at 7 a.m. Person A, that's early. What do you usually eat for breakfast? Person B, most of the time, I eat bread and eggs. Sometimes I just drink tea. Person A, oh, I also drink tea in the morning. Do you work or study? Person B, I'm a student. I'm studying computer science at university. Did you notice how easy that was? These are very small answers, but the conversation keeps flowing. This is the power of daily routine questions. They connect people instantly. Now let's learn some variations for practice. I will give you the question, and then different possible answers. What time do you wake up? I wake up at 7 a.m. I usually wake up early. I get up late on weekends. Sometimes I wake up at 6 a.m. to exercise. What do you usually eat for breakfast? I eat bread and eggs. I usually have tea and biscuits. Sometimes I skip breakfast. On weekends, I like to eat paratha. Do you work or study? I work in an office. I study at university. I'm studying English every day. I'm doing a part-time job at a restaurant. Now, let's practice together. I want you to repeat after me. Say it out loud, not just in your head. Ready? Repeat after me. I wake up at 7 a.m. Again, I usually wake up early. Now, sometimes I skip breakfast. One more, I study at university. Good. Keep repeating these sentences, and they will become natural for you. Here's another role play to make it clear. Person A, do you work or study? Person B, I work in an office. Person A, really? What time do you start work? Person B, I usually start at 9 a.m. Person A, that's good. And what do you eat for breakfast before work? Person B, I usually eat bread and butter. See how one simple question about daily life can lead to many more. If you master these questions, you can keep any conversation alive without stress. Here's the spike moment I want you to remember. Daily routine questions may look simple, but they are powerful. Why? Because everyone has a daily routine. No matter who you are talking to, you can always ask about waking up, eating, working, or studying. These topics never fail. They make conversations easy and smooth, even if you are a beginner in English. For example, imagine you are on a bus, and the person sitting next to you starts talking. They might ask, "What do you do?" If you can answer naturally, "I'm a student. I'm studying English," then suddenly the person may say, "Oh, that's great. I'm also learning English." And now you have a connection. A small answer opened the door to a bigger conversation. So remember this, practice small questions about daily life. Practice answering them clearly and confidently. Practice saying them aloud. The more you practice, the easier it will be when you meet real people. These are the building blocks of English conversation, and once you master them, you will feel much more comfortable in any situation. Chapter 3, Social Questions, Friends and Family. After introductions and daily routine, the next step in building conversation is talking about friends and family. These questions are more personal, but they are also very common. People often want to know about your family life or how you spend time with your friends. These kinds of questions make the conversation feel warmer and more connected, because when we talk about family and friends, we are talking about the people we love. Let's start with a very common question. Do you have brothers or sisters? The simple answer is, yes, I have one brother. Or, yes, I have two sisters. But let's make it more natural. You can say, yes, I have one elder brother and one younger sister. Or, actually, I don't have siblings. I'm the only child. Notice the word actually. It's a natural connector. It makes your answer smoother. Now, another very common question is, what do you do with your friends? The simple answer is, I usually play football with my friends. Or, I watch movies with them. But you can also make it more natural by saying, most of the time, we hang out at the park. Or, sometimes we go shopping together. Or, we often talk and share stories. These small details make your answer real and interesting. Next question, how often do you meet your family? The simple answer is, I meet my family every weekend. But you can say it in different ways. I usually meet my family on Sundays. Or, I don't see them often because I live in another city. Or, I stay with my family, so I see them every day. Again, these natural answers make your conversation flow better. Now let's put these into a role play. Person A, do you have brothers or sisters? Person B, yes, I have one brother. Person A, that's nice. What do you do with your friends? Person B, most of the time, we play cricket. Sometimes we just sit and talk. Person A, oh, that sounds fun. How often do you meet your family? Person B, I meet them every weekend. We usually eat lunch together. Did you see how simple that was? Just 3 questions, and already it feels like a real conversation between friends. Now let's practice different variations for each question. Do you have brothers or sisters? Yes, I have one brother. Yes, I have 2 sisters. Actually, I don't have siblings. I'm the only child. What do you do with your friends? I usually play football with my friends. Most of the time, we hang out at the park. Sometimes we go shopping. We often watch movies together. How often do you meet your family? I meet my family every weekend. I usually meet them on Sundays. I see them every day because I live with them. I don't meet them often because I live far away. Now, I want you to repeat after me. Let's practice together. Ready? Repeat after me. Yes, I have one brother. Now, actually, I don't have siblings. Again, most of the time, we hang out at the park. One more, I meet my family every weekend. Good job! When you repeat out loud, your brain remembers faster, and your mouth gets used to speaking English naturally. Here's another small role play, this time with a little more detail. Person A, do you have brothers or sisters? Person B, actually, I don't have siblings. I'm the only child. Person A, oh, really? Then you must spend a lot of time with your friends. Person B, yes, most of the time, we hang out at the park. Sometimes we play video games together. Person A, that's cool. How often do you meet your family? Person B, I live with my parents, so I see them every day. See how the conversation grows naturally? These small, simple answers help you keep talking. Even if you only use a few words, it's enough to show your personality and build connection. Now here's the spike moment. Family and friends are topics that everybody can relate to. When you talk about your family or your friends, the conversation feels personal and alive. It doesn't matter where you are in the world, everyone has a family, and most people have friends. These questions never fail. They are the best way to build trust and keep a conversation going. For example, imagine you meet someone for the first time. You talk about introductions and daily routine, but after that, if you ask, do you have brothers or sisters? Suddenly the other person starts smiling and talking about their family. Or if they ask you, what do you do with your friends? You can share a simple story. Maybe you say, I often play cricket with my friends in the evening. Instantly, the other person may say, oh, I also love cricket. And just like that, you found common ground. So remember this, social questions are not just about information. They are about building connection. They show that you are interested in the other person's life. And when people feel you care, they talk more, they smile more, and the conversation becomes easy and enjoyable. That's why, in your English practice, don't just learn grammar or vocabulary, practice answering these social questions. Practice them out loud. Use natural connectors like actually, most of the time, sometimes, and often. These words will make your English flow naturally. So, Chapter 3 is about learning to talk about your friends and family. These are the conversations that build relationships. Keep your answers simple, add small details, and always show interest. With this, you will never run out of things to say in English. Chapter 4, Free Time and Hobbies Questions. Now that you know how to talk about introductions, daily routines, and family, let's move to something more fun, free time and hobbies. These are the topics that people really enjoy talking about, because hobbies show who we are. When someone asks you about your free time, they are not just asking for information, they want to know your personality, your interests, and the things that make you happy. That's why these questions are so powerful in conversation. Let's start with a very common one. What do you like to do in your free time? The simple answer is, I like reading books. Or, I like watching TV. But we can make it more interesting. You can say, in my free time, I usually watch YouTube. Or, I like spending time with my friends. Or, I enjoy cooking. See how small changes make your answers sound natural and personal. Now let's move to another common question. Do you play any sports? The simple answer is, yes, I play cricket. Or, no, I don't play sports. But let's add more natural detail. You can say, yes, I enjoy playing cricket with my friends in the evening. Or, I sometimes play football on weekends. Or, actually, I don't play sports, but I like watching them on TV. Again, adding one or two words like sometimes, actually, or usually makes your English flow smoothly. The next question is one you will hear many times. What kind of movies do you like? The simple answer is, I like action movies. Or, I love comedy movies. But you can also give alternatives like, most of the time, I watch drama movies. Or, sometimes I enjoy horror movies, but only with friends. Or even, I usually watch English movies to practice my listening. Every small detail makes your answer more interesting and keeps the conversation alive. Let's put these into a role play. Person A, what do you like to do in your free time? Person B, in my free time, I usually watch YouTube. Person A, oh, me too. What do you watch? Person B, I enjoy watching English learning videos and travel blogs. Person A, that's great. Do you play any sports? Person B, yes, I sometimes play football with my friends on weekends. Person A, cool. What kind of movies do you like? Person B, I love action movies, but sometimes I also watch comedies. See how natural that was? The conversation keeps moving, and both people are sharing about their lives. This is how hobbies make conversations enjoyable. Now, let's practice different variations for these questions. What do you like to do in your free time? I like reading books. I enjoy cooking. In my free time, I usually watch YouTube. I like spending time with my family. Do you play any sports? Yes, I play cricket. I sometimes play football on weekends. Actually, I don't play sports, but I like watching them. I enjoy running in the morning. What kind of movies do you like? I like action movies. I love comedies. Most of the time, I watch drama movies. Sometimes I enjoy horror movies with friends. Now, I want you to practice with me. Repeat out loud, I like reading books. Again, in my free time, I usually watch YouTube. Now, I sometimes play football on weekends. One more, I love action movies. Good. Speaking out loud is important, because it makes your brain and your mouth work together. Don't be shy. Even if you are alone, say it clearly. Here's a quick challenge for you. Write in the comments, what do you like to do in your free time? Share your hobby in one sentence. It could be simple, I enjoy painting, or I like listening to music. When you write your answer, you practice English, and you also share with others. Who knows? Maybe someone in the comments has the same hobby as you. That's how connections start. Now, here's the spike moment. Hobbies make you interesting in conversation. Think about it. If you only talk about your name, age, and daily routine, the conversation might end quickly. But when you share your hobbies, people get curious. If you say, I enjoy cooking, maybe the other person will ask, oh, what do you cook? If you say, I love action movies, they might ask, which movie is your favorite? Suddenly, the conversation goes deeper. You are no longer just exchanging basic information, you are sharing your life, your passions, your interests. That is what makes people remember you. So, here's the lesson, practice these free time and hobby questions. Keep your answers short and clear, but don't be afraid to add one or two extra details. A small detail can open a big door in conversation. And always remember, your hobbies are a part of your identity. When you talk about them in English, you are not just learning the language, you are also sharing yourself with the world. That's why Chapter 4 is so important. Free time and hobby questions are not only fun, but they also make your English conversations alive, friendly, and unforgettable. Chapter 5, Travel, Food and Culture Questions. Now that you can talk about free time and hobbies, let's move a little deeper into everyday conversations, travel, food, and culture. These are topics that people love because they are full of stories, memories, and emotions. When you talk about travel, you share experiences. When you talk about food, you share taste and comfort. And when you talk about culture, you share traditions and happiness. These topics are not only fun, they also make people feel connected. Let's start with travel. A very common question is, have you ever traveled to another city? A simple answer is, yes, I went to Karachi last year. Or, yes, I traveled to Lahore with my family. But sometimes the answer is no, and that's okay too. You can say, I haven't traveled much, but I want to. Or, not yet, but I would like to visit Islamabad. This shows that you are interested in traveling even if you don't have many stories yet. Now, let's move to food. This is one of the most enjoyable topics because everyone loves to eat. The question is usually, what's your favorite food? A simple answer is, my favorite food is biryani. Or, I really like pizza. But we can make it stronger with small details. You can say, I love biryani because my mother cooks it very well. Or, I enjoy pizza, especially with extra cheese. Or, I like Chinese food, but sometimes I eat fast food too. These little details make your answer more alive and personal. The third question is about culture and festivals. Do you celebrate festivals? You can answer simply, yes, we celebrate Eid with family. Or, yes, we celebrate Christmas together. But let's add some variations. During Eid, we visit relatives and eat special food. Or, on Christmas, we decorate the house and exchange gifts. Or, in my culture, we celebrate weddings with music and dance. These answers show not only your culture but also the joy you feel during festivals. Now, let's put it all together in a short role play. Person A, have you ever traveled to another city? Person B, yes, I went to Karachi last year with my family. Person A, oh, that's nice. What's your favorite food? Person B, my favorite food is biryani. Actually, I love it because my mother makes the best biryani. Person A, wow, sounds delicious. Do you celebrate festivals? Person B, yes, we celebrate Eid. During Eid, we visit relatives and eat special food together. See how simple, clear answers can build a warm conversation. None of these sentences are difficult, but they make the other person feel like they know you better. Let's practice with different variations for each question. Travel questions. Yes, I went to Karachi last year. I traveled to Lahore for a wedding. I haven't traveled much, but I want to. Not yet, but I would like to visit Islamabad. Food questions. My favorite food is biryani. I really like pizza. I love Chinese food. I enjoy eating fruit in summer. Actually, I don't eat meat. Culture/festival questions. Yes, we celebrate Eid with family. During Eid, we visit relatives. We celebrate weddings with music and food. At New Year, we watch fireworks. In my culture, we wear traditional clothes at festivals. Now, let's do a quick speaking practice. Repeat after me. Yes, I went to Karachi last year. My favorite food is biryani. During Eid, we visit relatives. I haven't traveled much, but I want to. I really like pizza. Good. The more you repeat these sentences, the easier they become in real conversations. Here's a challenge for you. Write in the comments, what's your favorite food? Just one sentence. For example, I love pasta. Or my favorite food is biryani. Don't think too much, just write and practice. Sharing your answer makes you part of the conversation, and you also see what other people like. Maybe you'll even find someone with the same taste. Now let's talk about the spike moment. Why are travel, food, and culture so powerful in conversation? Because they bring warmth. Think about it. If you ask someone, "What's your name?" the answer is short. But if you ask, "What's your favorite food?" their eyes light up. They might smile, laugh, or even start telling a story. Food reminds us of family, love, and comfort. Festivals remind us of traditions, joy, and community. Travel reminds us of adventure, beauty, and discovery. These topics touch the heart, not just the mind. When you use these questions in English, you are not just practicing grammar, you are building a bridge of friendship. You are saying, "I want to know you as a person, not just your name." That's why conversations about food, travel, and culture feel so warm and friendly. They make people open up, and they make you more memorable. So here's the key: don't be afraid to share your favorite food, your travel dreams, or your festival traditions in English. These are not just answers. They are small stories about your life. And when you share your life in English, you are no longer just a learner, you are a communicator. That is the power of Chapter 5. Use travel, food, and culture questions to make your conversations rich, warm, and unforgettable. Chapter 6, Future and Opinion Questions. We have now reached the final chapter of this journey. You already know how to talk about yourself, your family, your free time, your hobbies, your travels, your food, and your culture. Now, let's end with questions that go a little deeper, questions about the future and your opinions. These questions are special because they don't just tell facts, they tell dreams. They don't just describe today, they describe tomorrow. And tomorrow always gives hope. Let's begin with the first question: what are your future goals? This is a powerful question because it opens the door to your dreams. You can answer with "I want to," or "I hope to." For example, I want to become a teacher. I want to be a doctor. I hope to start my own business. I want to travel the world. I hope to live in another country one day. See how inspiring these answers sound? They are not only about grammar, they are about life. They tell the listener who you are and where you are going. The second question is, what do you want to learn? This is an easy but deep question. You can use the same structure, "I want to," or "I hope to." For example, I want to learn English fluently. I want to learn computer programming. I hope to learn guitar. I want to learn how to cook different dishes. I hope to learn public speaking. These answers show curiosity. They show that you are growing. People love talking to someone who is learning and improving. It makes you interesting and positive. The third question is, what do you think about English? This is where we use "I think." It's simple, but powerful. For example, I think English connects the world. I think English is important for jobs. I think English makes travel easier. I think English helps me make new friends. I think English is not just a language, it's an opportunity. Now, let's see how these questions look in a short role play. Person A, what are your future goals? Person B, I want to become a teacher. I hope to inspire students. Person A, that's wonderful. What do you want to learn? Person B, I want to learn English fluently and also learn guitar. Person A, great. What do you think about English? Person B, I think English connects the world. It helps me talk to people from different countries. See how the conversation suddenly feels meaningful? It's no longer small talk, it's big talk. This is the spike moment. When you talk about the future and opinions, you are not just exchanging words, you are exchanging hearts. You are telling your dreams, your hopes, your beliefs. That's what makes people remember you. Let's practice with variations. Future goals: I want to become a teacher. I want to be a doctor. I hope to start a business. I want to travel abroad. I hope to write a book. Learning goals: I want to learn English fluently. I want to learn programming. I hope to learn guitar. I want to learn cooking. I hope to learn public speaking. Opinions about English: I think English connects the world. I think English is important for my future. I think English helps me get confidence. I think English is useful in daily life. I think English gives me new opportunities. Now, let's do a quick speaking exercise. Repeat after me. I want to become a teacher. I hope to travel the world. I want to learn English fluently. I think English connects the world. I think English gives me confidence. Good. Keep repeating these phrases until they feel natural. The more you practice, the more confident you will become. Here's your challenge: write in the comments, what is one thing you want to learn in the future? It can be English, cooking, driving, or anything. For example, I want to learn English fluently. Or I want to learn guitar. Don't just watch, join the conversation. Now, let's close this journey with something emotional. You started at chapter 1 with simple introductions. What's your name? Where are you from? And now, you are finishing at chapter 6 with deep, meaningful questions. What are your future goals? What do you think about English? That's growth. That's transformation. Think about it. You now have 100 powerful questions and answers for real life. You can start a conversation, continue a conversation, and even make a conversation meaningful. You are no longer a silent learner, you are a real communicator. So here's the truth: English is not only about grammar rules and vocabulary lists. English is about connection. With these 100 questions, you can connect with strangers, classmates, coworkers, and even friends from other countries. You can share your life, your dreams, your culture, and your opinions. And remember, every time you answer in English, you are not just speaking, you are building your future. So my friends, hold on to this: I want to. I hope to. I think. These are not just phrases, they are the keys to meaningful conversation. Use them every day. Speak them with confidence. And let English take you to new places, new people, and new opportunities. This is the end of our series, but it's also the beginning of your journey. You now have the tools, the practice, and the confidence. The next step is yours. Go out, use these questions, and make English a living part of your life. So my friends, now you have completed all 6 chapters, and you have learned 100 everyday English questions and answers that can change your conversations forever. Think about it: you can now introduce yourself, talk about family, share your hobbies, discuss travel and food, and even speak about your dreams and opinions. That's real progress. But remember, learning only happens when you practice. So don't just watch, use these questions in your daily life. Start with 1 or 2 questions every day, repeat them, and soon English will feel natural, just like your own language. If this video gave you value, please subscribe to my channel, click the like button, and share this video with a friend who also wants to learn English. And don't forget, write in the comments. Which question was the most useful for you? I read every single comment, and I want to reply and help you more on this journey. Until next time, my friends, keep practicing, keep smiling, and keep speaking English with confidence. Your future is bright, and your English journey has only just begun. Glowing star.